Good morning, almighty morning, as I like to say. I'm Julie with Love Riot Warriors, and today's guest is Karen Bonofiglio.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry.
Say it right. I know I looked down at your name and went to sound it out as written instead of how I know. Bonofiglio. So
Perfect.
I have a tendency to do that. We have a friend of ours that in our community that her name is spelled one way but pronounced another. So I have to quit reading her name and just know how to pronounce
it. Yeah.
Well, I always start out with how I met you. And how I met you is by talking to the people in my community.
Mm-hmm.
Dawn, Susan, Shauna, Sarah, Bonnie, on and and they were all interviewed by you. And oh, I don't know who that. Oh, somebody's.
Hi, Vivian.
Okay, you know who that is.
Thank you for being here.
And Susan is on. Susan says, "Good morning to my two favorite ladies." Thank you.
Oh, Susan, you better not tell that to anybody.
Oh, and Victor. Victor is from Sweden.
So, hello, Victor.
Yeah, let me get. Somehow my everything is so big on here today.
It is. It's huge.
So I just wanted to let you guys know I'm not in Arizona. I am in California, and you are in California, right?
Yeah. No, I'm in Oregon.
Oh, you're in Oregon. Well, West Coast, right? You said West Coast, so there's a lot of our friends in Oregon too. Hopefully, they come on too. Anyway, so everyone's saying I needed to interview since I started interviewing, and I figured, okay, let's see that. And then when I contacted you, hi, Davey, I contacted you. You thought I wanted to be interviewed by you, and it's like, no, I want to interview you. So that's great. I'm glad you're here. Your story is very unique. For those of you who have seen some of Karen Bonofiglio's posts, it's all about love. And you know, Love Riot Warriors, I'm all about love, unconditional love. And there was more to her love story than just unconditional love, but that, you know, that is so strong underlying, or you wouldn't feel it. So
I do.
want you guys know that. So please, Karen, tell us about you.
Okay. First of all, Vivian, you better not be drinking pina coladas this early in the morning. Anyway, she was teasing the other day. Okay, I'll give you a little bit about my background, and then I'll tell you kind of what happened to me later in life. I had a wonderful upbringing with my parents, really gorgeous background. My parents adored me. They had high expectations of me. I remember getting a C in high school, and my mom got mad, and I said, why? I said, it's average. And they go, well, you're not average. So I've always had these expectations. I was never sassy, but I was a rebel. You know, I'd push that envelope, you know, don't step over this line. And I go, oh, this line, as I'd step over it. So I did make my mom earn her parent badge. But I was a good kid, and I liked to have fun and grew up riding horses and having real close friendships. My parents didn't always agree with my choices, such as my first two marriages. My husband, who I'm going to discuss later, was my third marriage. And I can understand, looking back and experiencing what I did, why they didn't like those two men. But they were worldly, and I was young. I got married when I was 20, and I turned 21 the next month, and then started my career as a school teacher. So those marriages produced two different children by two different fathers, and those two men were entirely different. One was a narcissist, and one was a misogynist. So I learned a lot of lessons, and that's when I started when I was finally released from those marriages, finding my own power and my true self. I was getting closer to that at that time. Was it easy? No, it was not easy at all. And there was a time when I went through the divorce of my second husband. I was so beaten down, and I thought, I have nothing to give. I can't make two marriages work. And sorry,
You're good.
cried too. I'm a crier. And I had my dad's handkerchief here. I was daddy's girl. So I was suicidal, and I knew exactly how I was going to kill myself. And um, I was going through the motions of life, feeling empty and hollow and beaten down. I never took any of that to work. I never took it to my fellow teachers. I didn't talk to my students about it. I'm sure they could feel, but most people can feel, but I never discussed it. I held everything within me. Had some counselors. One day I was playing with my daughter Victoria, and we fell down on the floor, and her hand was resting on my arm, and her hair fanned out. And she's a beautiful green-eyed child, blonde hair. And I looked in her eyes, and she was not looking back at me. It was something from the angelic realm. And I knew right then and there, I'm not going to kill myself. I'm not going to kill myself. I'm going to live. That was a turning point. That was a turning point. One ex-husband moved out of the state, which was kind of nice. And I know. And then the other one, I had shared custody. And I went over to pick her up, and he started in on me. And we were in the garage, and Victoria was there, and I picked up a broom, and I seriously, I would have throttled him to death. All that anger and rage was going to come out in me, and he saw it in my eyes. And after that, he left me alone. That was a turning point. So,
and approximately how old were you at that point?
Okay, I got married when I was 20. My first husband for 9 years, so let's say 29, 30, and then my second husband for 3 years, so 33.
Okay.
33, 34, around there.
Okay.
And then by then I was tired of men. I couldn't care less about men. No, I just no more men. I'm just gonna take care of my kids, do that kind of stuff. And I was happy teaching. I was taking courses at that time from Lori McQuarrie, who was a prominent psychic in Portland, developing my skills. I've always had those psychic mediumship skills. And I had a palm reader read my hand when I was 16, 17. And she said I was going to marry a blonde-haired man. And I thought, well, I'm engaged to a black-haired Cuban. I don't know that's going to happen. But she saw my second husband. So chiropractic has always been a big part of my life. My neck, I used to get migraines because I had an S curve in my neck from automobile accidents and falling off horses and getting off horses. My mom adjust my neck, and she was horrified. And she said, you have to go see my chiropractor.
Oh.
Well, she was handsome as hell. She goes, you just got to go see a chiropractor. And so I did. I made an appointment, and I have ups and downs in my life of I got money, I don't have money, I have money, I don't have money. And it was one of those times where I didn't have a lot of money. Relatively no child support, hardly any from my first husband, and none from my second. That's why he wanted shared custody, so he wouldn't have to give money. Mm-hmm. But anyway, that's their stuff.
Yeah.
So I went, this chiropractor was having a, you bring a gift, and it gets donated at Christmas time, and they would give a free exam. So I went to see that chiropractor and walked. I turned and I looked at him, and it was to be my future husband, it was Carl. It was Bono. And I have never, ever experienced in my life. I turned and I looked at him, and he just turned and looked at me, and we didn't speak. We did not speak. And I could feel this energy just overwhelming me. And I know he could feel it too. And I just said, hi. And then went and threw the gift under the tree because I was embarrassed because I couldn't afford a really nice gift. Well, my husband was 6'3", a big, strong, muscular Italian, but he was a gentle giant. He just had a really soft heart, and he was a big kid. And he came over and he picked out the gift, and I was so embarrassed, and he was just fawning over it. And I thought, oh my gosh, this guy's really nice, and he's really attractive too. And I did have a boyfriend at the time. And so he became my doctor. He became my chiropractor. And I did have an S curve in my neck from the trauma that I suffered from being younger. And he got rid of my migraines that I had for years and put the C curve back in my neck. And he started hanging out at the house. The kids were at home still, and I had a girlfriend living with me. And he started hanging out, started cooking with us, and I got introduced to jerk chicken and Thai food. I never had Thai food. So my world was starting to open up. And we started playing racquetball. And I'm 5'2", he's 6'3". So here we go. And I could beat him in racquetball because I was shorter to the ground, and I could get it down in the corners. And I'm really competitive, and he's really competitive. And so, I really enjoyed beating this great big old handsome man that was so athletic. He eventually, he was hanging out so much. I broke up with my boyfriend. Oh, I remember a tender moment. I was laying on his table, and I had my eyes closed, and he was touching my neck, chiropractors. And he asked me about Rob. And I said, well, we broke up. And I felt a single tear come out. And he gently wiped that tear off my face. And it was so tender.
Wow.
I hadn't been with tender men before.
Oh, wow.
I hadn't. Nobody showed me that level of caring that he did. Oh my God. I love that man so much. But anyway, he started hanging out at the house. He eventually got in bed between the two girls. And my girlfriend woke up one morning, and she goes, did I miss something? And I said, no, he just didn't want to go home. So we became real close. Funny part of it is, she said, when I started seeing him, she had seen him in the West Hills, which is a very moneyed area in Portland. And he was playing craps. And she goes, oh, I know that guy. He's mine. I have dibs on him. And I'm thinking, what are we in high school? You have dibs on him. So eventually she found out of our attraction. So she moved out, and our friendship ended, but we became friends later. So Carl and I, this man had been married before. And when I was seeing him as a doctor, I asked, and he was dating someone. I said, why don't you marry her? And he said, why ruin a good thing? And I thought, that's a weird answer, but okay. And, but we were so close. And all of a sudden, he's got my daughter, who is 3 years old, and my son, who's 8. And, it's like, okay, you got a woman, 2 ex-husbands, one is dead now, but they were still alive, and kids, and you're hanging in there with me. And I'm thinking, okay, this is kind of cool. And he really bonded with my son really well. Nick was in Boy Scouts. And so Carl became ingrained in the Boy Scout community. And Nick eventually got his Eagle Scout. And I remember he would take my daughter to school every day. And oh gosh, my hair. Get it back there. My goodness. This camera's weird. Anyway, sorry, guys. I can't figure out which way my hair goes. Where's Anthony? He needs to do my hair for me. Jesus.
It looks, I mean, I love the color.
Oh, thank you. It's just driving me crazy because your camera's backward for me. See? All right. Anyway, you guys, I'm sorry. I got distracted. He would take her to Starbucks and get her coffee cake. And so they would have coffee to cake together. And he said there was more on the table than in her mouth. And I remember one day he was taking her to school and he told her something. And she goes, "You're not the boss of me." And he told her to knock that shit off. So they had such a strong bond. And my parents loved him, the first husband that my parents loved. And he was just accepted by everyone. And everyone remarked how they could feel our love. I gave myself fully to him, and he gave himself fully to me. We were always touching every photo. It was just a very strong bond. Well, I had been teaching 32 years, and it was time for me to retire. And so I did retire and started working in the office with him. And if I'm talking too much, just let
No,
me.
you're good. You're good. Everything's
okay, because it's a school teacher in me. And around that time, I started doing testing for the school district and some other things. And then I was spending a lot of time with my parents. I mean, I always spent a lot of time with them. My mom, oh my God, for 11 years, she didn't do her laundry. I was always doing her. I know.
my.
She got sick. And so I took her laundry and I never gave it back to her. So for 11 years, I was doing her laundry. And then they started aging. And so I thought, okay, I'm gonna take care of my parents. I need to take care of my parents and be there for them. I have a sister. We're different as night and day. And she was happy that I was going to be taking care of my parents. So my hair is going to dry. I need to not look in the camera, you guys.
No. I know we want to look in the camera, but we also don't want to look in the camera.
Yeah. So I started taking care of them. I love my parents. I had a great time with them. I was their personal shopper. I do their grocery shopping. I drive them around, take mom to the beauty parlor, and go to church with them. Just, there all the time. And then they started going downhill. And I couldn't take care of them as much as I wanted to. And mom, oh my God, she kept going to the hospital every month. In the night. She would never do it during the day. 1, 2, 3 in the morning, I'd get a phone call. I'd take her down up to St. V's to the hospital. And my mom all of a sudden became alert when we got to the hospital. She wanted to talk. And I'm thinking, Mom, I'm going to lay my head down and sleep. I'm not talking to you. And I had to set my boundaries with Mom. And Dad would stay home. Lucky guy. But anyway, the doctor called my mom and said, okay, we have a program through your healthcare where a geriatric doctor will visit you. And I thought, good, because all you do is put her on drugs. No offense. That doctor, he just put them on so many drugs. But I honored them. And if they were supposed to have those drugs, I would do that. I didn't insert myself that way into their lives. I would talk to them, and I did get them on supplements and fish oil and all these other things. But now all of a sudden we had a geriatric nurse coming out to take care of my mom. And it was wonderful because she knew how to deal with the elderly. And at that time, she was looking at my dad and she goes, "You need to have an evaluation for him." And I said, "Why?" And she goes, "I think he needs to be in hospice." And I thought, wow, really? And Dad's getting up there. He's probably 94 and Mom's 89. And So they came out and did an evaluation of him, and he needed to go on hospice. And I couldn't give them all the care they needed. So Dad refused to leave where he lived. So we got in-home care for them. Someone there in the morning, someone there at night, and then me in between taking them, doing things. There were gaps during the day where I was always with them. And I remember my mom had a really rough childhood, and her mom was not that nice to her. And I remember Mom, I was taking them some places, and I said, Mom, you're really lucky that you were nice to me, because I would not be doing this for you if you were like Grandma. And she goes, yes, you would. I said, no, I wouldn't. I said, you're a better person than me, Mom. I would not be taking care of you. And she said, well, well, who would? And I said, the other sister. Well, she didn't want that to happen. Trust me. She didn't want that. But so Dad went on hospice, and then, and during this time, I wasn't able to help my husband the way I normally would. I would usually be at the office in the summers. I would be his. I have no problem being in front of people, so I would always be his promoter, setting up events, doing all these things. And I remember he told me he was going to do a podcast, and I thought, oh God, better you than me.
And now, yeah.
And now I've had a podcast for a couple of years. I hated selfies. I didn't want to be in front of a camera. But I put my parents first for those 9 years I took care of them. And I was exhausted. It is really, I felt like this little matchstick that was just burnt to the end. And I would come home every day, and get in bed and pull the covers up. It took me about 2 hours, and then that's when Carl, I could enter my life again. It just takes a toll on you. And my parents didn't realize that, and I never told them. And I will tell you, they were always appreciative. And every outing, every time I was there, which was daily, Dad would take my hand at the end of the day, and he always called me little girl. And he would always thank me. Always, thank you, little girl. It was such a fun time today. And my mom would chime in, yeah, it was a really good time. And I'd always give my dad a little kiss on the cheek or on the lips, just a little peck. Every day he would do that and call me little girl. Well, when Dad was on hospice, he started going downhill, and I got a fabulous hospice nurse, Nurse Beth. I am very much into holistic healing, holistic care. All of a sudden she's wanting to put my dad on these heavy duty drugs. And I was a tough egg to crack because, what are you giving him? Why are you giving them, all this stuff? But he needed it. And then both my parents had dementia. Neither of them forgot me, which was really nice. But Dad's personality did change, and he became angry and argumentative. And I got really good with dealing with people with dementia, talking to them, deflecting. And so taking care of them. And then Dad passed away in October. I was there for the death of both my parents. And everybody came and was visiting him, except somebody very important in his life. My sister did not visit. She wanted to remember him the way he was. And, I'm sure she regrets that. But hello, everybody. Anyway, Dad died, and then I started taking care of Mom, and it got more to take care of her. And she was scared to be alone. She'd never been alone in her life. So the caregiver was staying at night. And I thought, Mom, we need to get you in a foster care. We need to get you in a small residence with other people your age, because you're very social. And she didn't want to go. But also she had dementia. And so she had she had a trustee that was running everything. So she went for a stint with pneumonia in the hospital, and then I moved her into foster care, and she loved it. She loved it. She had her own room, her own bathroom. Somebody was cooking for her, and she had other ladies. And I was there every day. We were still going out. I was bringing her Dairy Queen blizzards. She loved Dairy Queen blizzards. I was their personal shopper. I was. I devoted to them. Well, Mom lived another year, and her death was different than my father's. It was different, and my hospice nurse was with me at the time, and she was walking me through the state, what was happening to her skin and happening to her, and what Mom was going through, and it was beautiful. It was beautiful, and we had our hands on her. People got there after, unfortunately. She had passed away. And when Mom passed, Mom was very, very psychic medium, spiritual like me. She never shut it down, never shut it down. When I would tell her I would see colors swirling around me at night, she always accepted everything I said. And when she passed, the lights flickered in her room, and Nurse Beth said, "Did you see that?" And I said, "No, I didn't." And then they flickered again. And I thought, oh my God, Mom's saying goodbye. She's finally free. And she died one death date short of my dad's. And so then Kristen came in, their favorite caregiver. And the minute she came in, the lights flickered one more time to say goodbye. Yeah. It was beautiful. Beautiful.
I can't even imagine it was like, but I want to go back to what you said about your dad.
Mm-hmm.
That his attitude, his demeanor changed.
Yeah.
He was grumpy. Now, after experiencing my dad going through some things like that, we noticed that it was in the afternoon. Did that happen in the afternoon? Was he worse off than he was?
That's sundowners.
Sundowners, yes.
Sundowners, yeah. No, my mom was sundowners. My dad, it was just, I never knew when I came in how he was going to be. And I remember getting a phone call from one of his caregivers and said, "Karen, you got to get over here." I go, "Well, I'm getting ready to take Mom to the doctor." I said, "Do I need to cancel that appointment?" And she said, "Yeah." And I got there, and she was trying to get him dressed, and Dad was so angry with her. And I just said, "What's going on, Pops?" And she goes, she won't let me go home. And I said, "Well, I'll take you home. I'll take you home, Pops. But I need you to get dressed so I can take you home. And you got to take your vitamins." Which, where'd you go? Are you coming back, Julie?
Yeah, I'm back. I'm back. Okay. Looks better.
Which were not vitamins. They were his chill pills. Yeah. And so I got his anti-anxiety, and I got everything inside of him. And then I said, "Okay, Dad, get in the wheelchair and I'll take you around." So I'm pushing him around, this retirement community, and we go one floor above his room. By then the meds are kicking in. I go, "Dad, look, your name's not on that door." "Oh, I remember seeing your name, Dad." And I said, "I remember where it is." I'm talking to him like a child.
Right.
So I take him back down to his room, and I go, "Oh, Dad, there's your name and Mom's name." And then I open the door, and I go, and Mom's there. And I go, "Oh, there's Mom too." And so then he was fine by then. It all kicked in, So thank you guys for all your support. So now I had time for my husband. My husband had been put on hold for 9 years. I felt my parents came first. And, I just couldn't be the wife that I wanted to be with him. I couldn't take off and go on trips, and if I did, I remember going on a couple trips, I would get a phone call, and I think, do I have to go home because my mom's freaking out, and they can't handle a couple times when I was across the United States. And I thought, Carl, do I leave? What do I do? So I was finally going to get it devoted to my husband, and I was going to have a marriage back that I had and the fun times and such. COVID struck. It was 2020 and COVID struck. And So we invited the kids over, and we were going to have a big celebration for my daughter's birthday. And I'm East Indian. I know I don't look it. I'm the lightest East Indian you'll ever see, but I'm half East Indian. And we love Indian food. My husband, being a big man, had a very big appetite, and he would eat a lot. And thank you for the love. Thank you for the love. I appreciate it. And after dinner, he remarked, "Honey, I don't feel good." And I said, "Well, just go upstairs and lay down. I'll clean up the kitchen. No big deal." Kids laughed, and I cleaned up the kitchen and went upstairs. The only place during those 9 years I could truly relax was in bed. And he was laying on the bed, and he was still in his jeans, and that was unusual. And I looked at him, and I said, "Are you okay?" And he jumped up and goes, "Honey, I'm fine. I'm fine." He didn't want me to worry about him. He didn't want me to worry. So he got up, went changed into his jams, and then he went downstairs. I watched TV for a couple hours and went down, and he's sitting in his big red chair. He had a great big grin on his face. And he goes, "I feel better. I drank some apple cider vinegar and I feel better." And I said, "Well, good. I'm glad." And I sat down on the couch, and both dogs on the side of me, and I'm petting them. And this is a ritual we had every night. I'd pet the dogs, and I'd turn and look at him, and we'd talk. We'd talk about our day. We'd talk about the next day. We would just talk. We had this time together every night. We talked, even when I was taking care of my parents. And then I would always go over to him and kiss him. And we would always, every night, say, "I love you." That's how we always ended our night. So I went upstairs, and he followed me. He usually would come to bed an hour later. That was unusual, but he would also go into the office and do meditations. So I thought, okay, he's going to go do his meditation. I went to bed, and I felt him come into the bed at 10:30. And I thought, oh, don't wake up. Just keep sleeping. And I wish I would have wakened up. And around 1:15 in the morning, I had to go to the bathroom, and I looked over, and he wasn't in bed. So I figured, oh, he's in the bathroom, so I'll go in the other bathroom. When in the other bathroom, came back, he's still not in bed. I'm not thinking anything yet, because like I would walk into the bathroom and he was there, and he'd go, "What are you going to do, woman? Sit on my lap?" You know? And so I call out to him, and then I turn on a light, and he had, I guess, collapsed on the floor between the bedroom and the bathroom. And I knelt down, and I touched him, and he was cold to the touch, and he was all red. Now, I had experienced the death of my mom, and I had experienced the death of my dad, and they weren't red. But I don't know. I'm sure somebody in the audience knows why. I think he died shortly after he went to bed. And I remember shaking him and saying, "Honey, you can come back. People die. They have near-death experiences. They die. They come back in their body. You can come back into your body." Well, he didn't. And so then we went through, and I'll spare you all the details of, calling the family members and having everyone come in and having the mortuary come and take him away. It was pretty horrific, It was really, really hard. And he was going to live till he was 90. And I thought, I'm going to die between 68 and 72. I'm still feeling good, and I'm just going to check out. Well, grief. I don't know how many of you out there have experienced that deep, gut-wrenching grief. Life doesn't prepare you for it. You have no idea that you're going to be run over by a train and gutted and your heart pulled out and just wrenched. It eviscerates you. It's horrible. Nothing prepares you for that.
One of the lines in your book is how you're going to give me here, is that it hurts worse when the love is so, and I'm not quoting
Yeah,
directly, when the love is so deep. You two had such a deep love. And I'm not just talking about unconditional, but romantic, spousal. I mean, there's so much layers of love that you two had.
we
And,
did.
and as I said, that every time I see a post of yours about your husband, the love is so strong. And every time you talk about him, the love is there. And he's there with you, as you know, all the time.
All the time. Right
And
now.
and even though you're a spiritualist, that and you know what's happening, you know he's not gone, only physically gone.
Right.
That it doesn't matter. Everybody grieves differently.
Everybody grieves differently. And that quote that you said, the deeper the love, the deeper the grief.
Thank you.
And one of the best things, well, I learned so much, but one thing that really sticks with me is what's the best way to grieve? However the hell you want.
Exactly.
Because my grief is going to be different than other people's grief. And you grieve however the hell you want. So, right away, it is, damn it, it's really hard. And, right away, I started seeing my husband. It was like my spirituality got cracked wide open. And I would see him at varying stages of his life. I saw him older. I saw him when we first met. And it was like seeing a person. He would come through the door and that big old grin on his face, and and then so many signs from him, music and feathers and money, just so many signs. And I had his jammies on the bed after he passed, and I was laying on them. And I said, "Why did you leave me? Why did you go?" And he said, "For your growth," which pissed me off. I was so angry. I can grow with you here. No, I couldn't. I could not have done what I have done the last 5, 6 years now if he were still alive. Whew. Okay. So started seeing him, and the stages of grief. It would be really nice if they were linear, that I'm here, now I go here. Now, no, you go in and out of them all the time. Your brain turns to mush. You can't remember things. All of a sudden, I was a take charge woman. I was a school teacher. You had to you had a lot of moving parts. I had a lot of moving parts in my life. I couldn't make a decision. I started getting anxiety attacks, which I never had before. My doctor wanted me to be on antidepressants, and I said, no, I think they contributed to me being suicidal. So I'm not doing that. So he did give me, I call them chill pills. And then the grief, it just takes you to your knees. It does. You just walk from room to room crying and sobbing. And people are kind and people are understanding. And people say things well-meaning that shouldn't be said. So I started getting messages from not only my husband, but from my guides. I never really paid attention to guides. I would talk to archangels. I never really thought about my guides. Well, and they told me, okay, you need to write a book. I thought, me? I'm a nobody. I write. Seriously, I'm a school teacher. I'm a mom, who's. So I wrote this book, and I'll show it to you. It's called Whoever Dies First Wins. And I was adamant about my title because I figured, Dad, Mom, my husband, they died. They're having a grand time up in the heavenly realms. And here I am. I'm having to deal with all of this. They won. They got alive. And then out alive. And then I don't know if you recognize, you probably don't know this, Julie, but this is a very iconic monument on the coast. It's called Haystack Rock. and it's in Cannon Beach. And we used to walk on that sand all the time. So I wanted that. And I knew if I could help just one person, just one person with what I was, I would write that book. And you think it'd get easier. No, every time I read that book, I would cry. And I just got really good. I just didn't even wipe the tears off. I just let them flow and I just keep reading it. But I'm glad I wrote it because it has helped a lot of people. And, I didn't know that it would resonate with so many. So I'm really glad that I wrote that book. And then I also started, I gutted myself. I became very vulnerable. I was a very type A, take charge type of person. All of a sudden, no, I'm like, chill. I will say whatever. And if you can judge me, you're going to judge me anyway. So I might as well just be honest with you and gut myself and tell it like it is. And I started telling my story on Facebook, and people related to that. And when I talked to them about being suicidal, so many people chimed in that had also been suicidal. So it resonated. It resonated very, very well. For me, that worked. I'm not saying my journey should be everyone's journey. I had 2 other friends that lost their husbands the same time period within a few months that I lost Carl. And the 3 of us all handled it differently. And it was right for each person. And so they said, well, write a book, Karen, write a book. So I did write the book. And I'm glad I wrote the book. I really am. I'm proud of myself. I'm proud that I was able. And in the 80s, when I was with Lori McQuarrie, she told me, you're supposed to be writing a book. And I thought, what? On failed marriages and husbands? I'm not going to write a book on that. And James von Prague told me I wasn't utilizing my gifts. Well, I am now, James. So I am now. And so also, there are some really important chapters in there that, one, if parents die, people know what to say. But when you lose a spouse, people don't know what to say because it hits home and they don't know how to comfort you. And people would say to me, oh, he wants you to be happy. Well, I was still polite when I was grieving. I wanted to say, well, he shouldn't have fucking died then. But
I love that line. I do.
I wouldn't say that to them because they were well-meaning.
Right.
So I have a whole chapter on what to say to a widow and what not to say to a widow, because there are certain things you don't say and certain things you can say. Yeah. So my growth is starting. My growth is starting with Carl. Mm-hmm. And then I thought, oh, I'm going to start a widows group. I'm in the shower, I get these messages. Okay. So then I start a widows club with people in the area. And for the last 6 months, we meet the first Thursday of every month and gather as a group. And sometimes we talk about things, like that. And sometimes we don't. Usually the holidays, we discuss being, taken down by grief a lot more than the other days. Count on your friends. I think the hardest thing for me is I didn't want to be pitied. I didn't want to be pitied. So I wouldn't ask for help. And I had to start asking for help because that fireman husband of mine took care of me for 26 years. He just took care of everything. We were so devoted. I took care of him and he took care of me. So accept help. If you're a widow, don't be scared to ask for help because people want to help, but they don't know what to do.
Yeah. And I want to stop on that point for just a second.
Okay.
If anybody knows of somebody whose spouse or anyone has passed, you have to reach out to them. I know you were saying that ask for help, but call me when you need something. Well, they're not going to call you.
They won't.
So you have to show up
They won't.
for this person.
They won't.
Yeah.
And that's what my friends did. They prepaid for meals at a restaurant for me, or they would send me gift cards for restaurants, or they would show up with things on my doorstep. You know, you don't have to answer the door, but I'm going to be leaving you these things out here, which was really nice. And or they just do these things. They didn't ask, they just came. And that's so important, Julie. Just think, how can you help? And then do it, because we won't call. Now I will 5 years later, 6 years later, but back then I wouldn't call. I would not call. Also, the last thing I was when I lost my husband was grateful. I wasn't grateful. And so I knew that I had to start changing my vibe. He would send me songs all the time, and I would listen to those songs because I knew he was singing them to me. And in fact, I heard one today. It was one of Louis Capaldi's song. I can't remember the name right now. But I took pieces of paper and I would write, give gratitude. And I taped them to all the doors in my house. And I wasn't in a very gracious and thankful mood. But every time I walked to that door, I would say 5 things I was grateful for. Every time. And then I thought, okay, I'm going to say 5 things about myself that I'm grateful for. I'm still alive. I'm grateful I'm surviving this. You know, anything started helping me change. And years into it, I'm thinking, when is this going to lose its hold on me? You know, I'm tired of crying. I'm tired of feeling this way. But it took about year 4 where I finally started to feel happy, where I wasn't pretending, because I would pretend, you know. Year 3 and stuff, I'd be pretending. Before I finally started feeling happy. And so it started getting better. And then Karen, you need to make videos. Oh God, videos. Okay. So Lathan and I got together and he showed me how to make videos. And they said, just be honest, Karen. You just need to be honest. And so, okay, I'm going to be honest. I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. I will tell you what I'm going through and what I'm thinking. And so I started putting out videos. And they said, okay, now you need to interview people. Okay. Okay. And so, and God bless Kristen Miller and Susan Grayson. They were 2 of the first people that I interviewed, and they were like the nicest people that you could imagine. And oh my God. And somebody interviewed me, Kim Carey, and I was like a deer in high headlights. I was terrified. So I look back at my thing, oh, you're doing a lot better now, Karen. Yeah. So that's kind of my journey.
Yeah.
With skipping a lot, but kind of the gist.
In some of the interviews, I only watched a few. I'm sure there was more. And I met the ones that you were the interviewee. Anyway, you had mentioned the second book.
Oh.
But I want to get the timing right.
Okay.
The incident with your as a mentor, the incident that led to you writing a book for children and teachers.
Yes.
All right.
The mentor?
You were the mentor. You had somebody that you were mentoring. A first year teacher.
Okay. When I was teaching? Okay. Yeah. So this is back when I was teaching. Yeah. I was mentoring a fellow named Terry, and he was teaching school, and his kids were gathered around him, you know, by his feet. Teachers do that. You know, we sit there and talk to the kids. And one of his little students was sent to school Terry was unaware of this. No one told him. And he said, my mom was deal gone wrong. And Terry's, eyes. And then all the kids start, oh, is my mom going to get murdered tonight? And they're all upset and crying. And he's trying to settle them all down. And then I remembered that memory from so long ago, because I got that kid later, 2 years in my room. I knew by then what had happened. And I had become very good friends with his grandmother at that time. So I thought, we need a book. We need a book, not a religious book, but a book that's going to let you know that, okay, death is just part of life. Life is eternal and it goes on. And so I knew I wanted to write a book for children. Thus, I wrote Angel Paws on the Rainbow Bridge, a doggy's tale of love and hope. And this is my dog, Bean, and the other one is my dog, Maddie, who are laying by me right now. And this book is about them. And I could see me reading this to a classroom of children. I could see a hospice worker taking this to a family, being in church. But it's not religious, but there are angels in the book. There are angels in the book. I don't want to give the book away. And shout out to Dawn Rumor Rivera for helping me get it up on Amazon, because I am a spaz when it comes to that. And Dawn's just like really patient and nice.
Yes.
So you have a beautiful community, Julie. I have interviewed so many people in your community, and they are truly beautiful. And they were some of the first people that I interviewed. Yeah.
Well, I've got to make mention, you are now a part of that community.
Am I?
Yes.
Oh my
of course
gosh.
you are. I mean, you're a part of us. So, I mean,
I feel honored.
You even interviewed Bill, Susan's husband.
Yeah.
I mean,
oh my
wow.
God. You guys, if you haven't heard that interview from Bill, his near-death experience, I was just my jaw. It was fascinating. It's fascinating. Yeah. And Susan and Dawn are coming on live in March. So you'll have to tune in and do a Q&A with them too.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I love the fact that you're going live now too. I haven't been able to watch any lives right now, driving from the Phoenix area into Long Beach. Oops, there she goes. She's back. I don't know where you went, but you're back.
Hey, I'm back on the other side again.
We'll keep switching. Musical chairs or something like that.
Yeah.
But I was able to listen to your interview with Sarah and Shauna. I started the one with Dawn, but there were 2 interviews that you did that I was listening to on the way.
Yeah,
when
2 with Dawn.
It's working.
I think 2 is Susan too, maybe 3. I don't know. I think 3 maybe was Susan. I can't remember.
Okay. Yeah, I'm definitely I'm going to listen to more, but like you said, you have a lot of videos. So when I could get them primed and ready and working, so.
That's okay. That is another thing. Like I said, I didn't like being on camera, but all these messages are so important to get out to people. They are. And every psychic, every medium has a different flavor. And you will find the ones that resonate with you. And out of all my interviews, and none in your community, and none in the Sacred Spiral Network community, but there have been only 2 people that did not resonate with me. And those interviews were very short. And it just wasn't working. It just wasn't working because they were on my channel for the wrong reasons.
Oh.
They were on my channel to promote themselves.
Oh.
And that's not the intention of my channel. My channel is to get these people out here, and they can help you and find the ones that resonate with you and reach out to them. And a lot of people have done that. I know that a lot of people get bookings. And you know what? This is behind the nicest, most gracious, most loving people in the spiritual community. I'm not kidding. And I know my regular friends get tired of me saying that, but it's true. They do. It's true. They're very uplifting.
Yeah, we're not in competition. And I want to reiterate that
Yeah.
to everyone. There's plenty of help needed out there, and
Yes.
that's what we're here for.
And we aren't competition at all.
No. Everyone's so different, like grief and dealing with it. Everybody does it differently.
Oh, I do want to read you one passage from my book. It's toward the end. So my book, one of my editors, the second editor, was so good. He's saying, Karen, you're talking about a lot of things that people don't know about. So we had to put in spiritual boxes so people would understand, okay, this is spirit talking. And then I also had my dogs in there talking too for explanations, because this community, you know what we're talking about, but the rest of them don't. So we had to do that a lot. And then we had Bono always coming in and giving. It's so funny. I gave Bono his nickname. Okay, I'll say it. I told him one time, I said, I wish your name was Richard, because when I get mad at you, then I could call you Dick. But he still loved me no matter what I said to him. And he would never say that to me, but I said that to him. But, I would call him Carl if I had an edge or I needed to get his attention, but he was Bono, and he would not allow anyone else to call him Bono. And now the whole world calls him Bono.
Yeah.
So when I said, yeah, I did. Sorry, honey. But at the end, I had this quote, and my editor's going, who wrote that quote? And I said, I did. My husband gave that quote to me. And he says at the very end, I leave you, but I'm not gone. I am the sunshine on your face. I am the love in your heart, the smile on your lips, and the laughter from your soul. I love you, Karen, with every part of my being. And he's always with me. Yeah. Always. Yeah.
Well, and I love it. And I thank you for this. The interview section is done. We're going to take a quick break. However, questions and answers, no readings today, questions and answers. So if you have questions,
you don't want me to read for you.
She does that. She has her own services. I mean, that she provides. Her website is on or in the description, so you can get a hold of her. I mean, I went through so many things posting for you, giving your bio or whatever. And this morning I came in and they were all too large. I'm going, wait a minute, I changed that. So I grabbed what you had written about you. Hi, I'm Karen Bonofiglio, and
you got it.
Yes, I'm working on saying it all the time so I can get it right. Anyway, so what's on there is from her heart to you guys, telling about her. So please look at the description, especially if you want to get onto her. I don't know. Usually I do QR codes, but my life has been weird the last few days.
Well, and they can get a hold of me on Facebook. I'm very good about answering people. And a lot of people who have experienced different kinds of grief reach out to me also. So that's no problem at all. You know,
okay.
Well, I am happy to help. I am truly, and I get up every day, take the dogs on a walk, normally 5 days a week. And my first words, well, it's always gratitude. How can I be a service to Essence today? What can I do? Put that in my path. So,
yeah. Okay. And we will be right back.
Okay.
In 2 minutes.
Okay. about my life.
You're back.
Okay. I'm just going to, are we live now?
Yes, we're still live.
Okay. I better put my phone down.
Yeah. Oops. Anyway. Okay. Does anyone have any questions? And I'm going to get started because, and a lot of people know, September 12th, my granddaughter, 12-year-old granddaughter passed. She had no general readings. This is not spiritual readings. This is questions about grief. Even if, a relationship doesn't have to be death per se or loss of a job. Those are all grieving situations, people. So accept that. But my granddaughter passed, and yes, she I think it was cerebral palsy, and I know she wheelchair and all that. So I wanted to say that she was a joy. She brought so much joy. The smile on her face.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we miss that. We miss the physical. I know she's with me.
Yeah, the physical is hard.
Yeah. That's the hardest part.
Difficult. Yeah, it is. It really is. You just want to touch that person. And I know that Carl does touch me, but you don't feel it. Yeah, you just don't. You can't. Yeah. The physical part is really difficult. And I'm going to tell you, losing a child, I think grief is grief, but that's a hard one. And I told God, you take my kids, that's it. And I thought, ooh, probably shouldn't say that, Karen. But I don't know if I could survive the loss of my kids. I don't. That's a really hard loss. And then I think another really hard loss is when some dies from suicide. I think that would be a really hard road to walk also.
Okay. Yeah. And I want to put this up. This is what Dawn is asking.
Now that you've experienced so much strong grief, what would you advise that we do in advance to help others grieve for a passing? Dawn, a lot of things you can do. And don't worry about your typos. It happens to me all the time. One thing I really miss is my husband's voice. So I know one of my friends' husband has cancer right now. She had read my book. So she has just been, when they're talking, and he doesn't know it, she's making recordings of that. So she will be able to go back and hear his voice. And what would we advise in advance?
So.
No, I'm thinking, the person that dies, is that what you're asking? The person that dies, what they can do? Have everything in order.
Well, also,
if that's the question. Go
Don,
ahead.
I think, was also saying when he prepare for his passing.
So Dawn, have everything in order, because my husband did, and all of a sudden I had a clinic to close, patient information, and he also had a kettlebell gym. So I had all these things and nothing in line. Got life insurance years ago, and if you don't have a policy for your family, do that too. That would really be helpful to people. I hate to say that, it sounds really morbid, but having that. So do things to prepare. It would be nice if you could write letters and have a letter for everyone that you love, that impacts you, that they can open at some point in time when they're ready. That would be really good. And my mind is blank. So if anybody chimes in with some more things, what you can do in advance.
Well, with Don, he can do a video for each person.
Yep. Do a video.
Yep.
Do a video.
Yeah.
Might not be years the way things are going. Think of all the things we've recycled through, records and CDs and what others. Yeah, I'm sure there'll be something other than video. I'm sure you'll pop up in that person's place or something. Yeah, they are going to miss your essence. They are going to miss your essence. So anything that you can do to help them remember you. Yeah.
And the letters, something to hold on to and read
Yes.
as many times. I like that idea.
Mhm. Mhm.
And but what about, we'll say, someone's spouse? How can, love the idea of recording? Oh, okay. How can you get them to do things? What would you record young adults with, and grief about losing the future? Hold on a minute. That's
Yeah, but Don, if you record personally for each person, that's going to mean so much to them.
yeah.
If you tell them your feelings and how they've impacted you and give some examples and tell some stories, that's going to be special for them too, to get that personal message.
Yeah.
So I need to follow my own advice and do that for I did write them letters years ago and I sealed them back in the 80s. I have no idea what I said. I'm not going to open them. They're going to get them that way. But I think I should do that now again too.
Okay. And just a thought, maybe every 10 years or so, because your life has changed and your experiences with them have changed.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. Now, this is Vivian, you said?
That's
I have it posted up.
Yeah. What would you recommend for young adults with anticipatory grief about losing their parents in the future? I'm going to tell you, spend as much time as you can with them. Oh, you know what else I did? I got these really cool books. And one of them says, My Mother, Her Life, My Father, no, My Mother, Her Words, My Father, His Words. And I interviewed my parents when they were getting up there. And I would write down everything. I learned so much about them. I learned everything in verbatim what they had gone through. And there was one about what one secret have you never shared? And my mom told me, but my dad wouldn't tell me. I go, Dad, tell me. He goes, I'm not telling you that. Yeah, he wouldn't. So those books were really nice. And I have those and I can read those about my parents. And then I will pass them on to my kids. So they'll have them about their grandparents also. Yeah. Pictures are wonderful too. Pictures are wonderful memories. Videos are wonderful memories. You really, truly can't. You are going to experience that grief when they go. You don't get out of it. You will have it. It has something that you can fall on that's going to lift your spirits. I know that, and I know that probably many people are psychic mediums on this channel, I would think.
Yeah.
And getting messages from them, being open to that and getting messages. And if you aren't a psychic medium, contact one and get readings and have your parents come through would really be helpful too.
Now, what about my daughter becomes anxious when she thinks about losing me?
She needs reassurance that you're really not going to be gone, that you will be there, but just in a different form and in a different way for her. And my mom, when she was getting ready, she goes, I'm going to bring you the smell of coffee. I said, sure, I love coffee, Mom. So she brings me coffee, but she also does a lot of other things. So you could talk about some signs give to your daughter so she knows that you're around. Because I can tell when my parents are around, they give me certain signs and I know it's them. Yeah, I'm sorry about your daughter. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Well, I want to pop this back up. And this is sort of like, I'll pop it from the other side, maybe scare them. Yeah, but that's a great idea. The recording for each. Thanks much.
I'm going to tell you, Dawn. So my son-in-law, I'm going to scare that, but Jesus out of him. I'm going to knock on the bedroom wall. just to scare him. And I told him that too. I said, I'm gonna come back and scare you. Yeah. So I understand, Don. Do it. Do it. Yeah. Harley, you are chiming in a lot. I don't know who you are, but you're pretty cool.
She's part of our Tuesday night squad.
Oh, she is. Well, maybe I need to talk to Harley. For some reason, I've missed you, Harley.
Yeah. Yes. She's an actress and a few other things. Yeah. She's very, very talented.
Mm,
And I don't mean just in creativity. Okay.
yeah.
I've been trying to teach my daughter about how to communicate with me when I pass. Like you were just saying, the different things you're going to do.
The
That
different
sounds
things.
great.
Yeah. And dreams. Come to them in your dreams. And lights. Lights are electricity things are the easiest way for spirit to come through. And Carl used to flicker this light all the time too. So dreams and lights are the easiest way. I'm going to say, Vivian, for her comfort. I mean, I got the signs. I love seeing my husband. But I also, the minute he died, I started seeing the psychic mediums in my area. Now, normally, I know these people. Normally, they say to wait for a little while, but I started immediately, and they understood, and they knew me. So they knew I could handle that too. Yeah. And that was very reassuring. I mean, I knew he was there, but I needed to have that confirmation and that affirmation that he was there, even though I knew it, because it just wasn't getting from here to here. Yeah.
So would you suggest that she take her daughter to mediums now so that she gets an idea?
Yeah, that would be a great idea, Julie. Yeah, let him see. Because I know a lot of people that I've helped along my journey didn't know anything about psychic mediums. And so I would say, okay, this is how it's going to go down, and you're going to want to ask some questions, and we can develop some questions for you so they know what to ask. Because some people want specific answers. Some people just want, here I am. Tell me what's coming through. But yeah, that would be a really good idea. Yeah.
I want to post this that Sandra said, in this physical world, I talk to my loved ones knowing they can hear me. Okay, so they've already passed. And then Katie, every time my mother has come to me in my dreams, she is getting on to me for something.
Hey, my mom did yesterday too.
What happened yesterday, Stu?
Well, it wasn't a dream, but she got on me. Okay, so Nadine is a really good friend of mine. She's chimed in, and thank you, Nadine, for being here. And we get together once a week, and we do a little evidential psychic mediumship on each other. She's in my trance meditation class with me also. And she goes, "Oh, your mom's here. Your mom's here," and she's adamant. And I had, this is kind of weird to say. I get this wild hair probably once a year, and I get on one of the dating websites, and I got on Match.com. And the thing about it is, I'm not going to meet anybody. I'll meet you on a video, and I'll talk with you, and I'll look you in the eyes, and I'll see if this is going to be something that we're going to be interested in. I'm not getting all gussied up to meet with someone and want to leave within 5 minutes. I know it sounds really bad, doesn't it? But anyway, Match.com was sending me people that were 58. Okay, I'm 70. No, thank you. 58 to 85. They weren't keeping my parameters. And then they would send me people all over the United States. I said, 30 miles, not Canada, not Montana. And so I canceled my membership with Match.com, but they want to still charge me. And during this time, 3 guys that I was having a chat with were not who they said they were.
Oh, wow.
So they got I don't know, excommunicated. They got
banned
off there. And so yesterday, I'm sorry, this is a little long story. I thought, I'm not paying you guys. I am not paying you 3 more payments. You guys didn't represent. You guys committed fraud, and you hooked me up with people that weren't honest. So when they charged me, I called my bank. I said, And I explained everything. So they reversed the charges. Well, guess what? I'm now banished off of Match.com. I got a letter. And then Nadine says, your mom's here. She's got her hands on her hip. You don't need any Match.com, man. You've got this.
Yes.
You're very empathetic, straightforward, the right person at the right time. So my mom was, that's that. So it was kind of fun. So mom came through yesterday.
And I've got to say, one of the things I noticed about you, especially when I found out how old you were, it's like you don't even look a day over 50.
Thank you.
I know a lot of people think, why would you say 50? Because I'm being realistic here, people, because I know how old she is. And it's like, wow, she looks so young. And it's not just because you color your hair, your face, you just look very young. I'm just saying.
Good genes. If you
Good
saw
genes, very
if
good
you
genes.
saw my parents, they were not till the very end. You know, when they were sick, that's when they started getting did not have a lot of wrinkles. And I had one friend say to me a couple of years ago about the work I had. So what are you talking about? I haven't had any work. I don't know. You get older, you shouldn't be having surgeries, and watch those drugs you take too. Sometimes you need them, but be careful. Keep moving. That's my motto. Keep up. You got to keep moving. Yeah. Sorry, that's not about grief.
No, but going through what you have can take a toll on your body. And to know you're very vibrant and just a beautiful soul helps you move forward.
But if you would have seen me 6 years ago, I was not. Yeah, I was not. I was dead inside. I was truly dead inside. And I consider grief made me the new improved person. I'm not that type A personality. And even my son goes, God, Mom, you're so chill. Because I thought, oh, wow, he's noticing it. Yeah. You just don't sweat the small stuff anymore. Yeah.
Your energy is youthful. Yes.
Yeah.
And then what do we have? Even for those who know how life extends, it's still hard to lose our loved ones. Even the thought can hurt. Yeah.
That's true, Harley. It is. It is so hard. I mean, I miss my parents so much. Not just my husband, but I miss my parents. I miss those times of just going over there and hanging out or getting bear claws for them from Beaverton Bakery and seeing the looks on their face when I walked in with, a special treat for them. And oh, my dad loves See's candy. I was going to See's candy.
Wow.
And then with this dementia, he started hiding it and then he'd forget where it was.
I love that part.
Yeah.
And dementia doesn't have to be hard on you. And I know taking care of them is difficult and it's draining, but having fun, watching their smiles when you bring a treat. I mean, that to me is priceless. All those little things add up and keep you going.
When you were saying that, I was thinking how my dad would always hold my mom's hand and tell her that she was so beautiful. Yeah. He would always do that. Yeah. Hold her hand, kind of rub it a little bit and tell her how beautiful she was. Yeah. Memories sustain us.
Yes.
It is the little things. It is the little things. Yeah.
And bear claws rock.
They do. And our bakery closed. So, but I've been off sugar for 5 weeks. So I got to skip the bear claws.
Yeah. I look at pastries and other things, all sweets, as art. I don't want to eat the art. I want to see it, not eat it.
Oh, so good for you.
It helps. It helps a lot.
How about ice cream? Ice cream's like food of the gods to me.
Yeah, I do my best to stay away from dairy, so staying away from ice
Oh.
cream has not been that hard.
Mhm.
But I know summertime is more difficult. Let's see, what was the other question? Anybody else having a question? Okay. Yeah.
Harley, I'm writing your name down just so you know.
Okay.
From me.
Okay.
Because
Yes, and
I
I'm sure
feel your
I'll have
energy.
her permission to give you her information when we get off.
Okay, yeah, because I can feel your energy. It's really beautiful. Thank you.
She is.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we can always, I mean, we'd love to see you on Tuesday evenings too.
Now, what time? Evening.
Your time, it would be 5 to 7.
Yeah. I gotta tell you, I don't have all my energy levels back.
Okay.
Like around 4 or 5, I'm just because I get up at
Yeah.
and if I get on anybody's thing, I'm going, is it a Zoom? Because I don't want to be,
It's Zoom.
it
It's
is a
Zoom.
Zoom.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I know when I do that, I just put different glasses on and do my lips and my eyebrows, and then I'm okay. And ice cream does solve everything. It does. Anything. And pina coladas. Sorry, she was on yesterday, Monday. What's today?
Oh,
Wednesday. Yeah, and she was drinking pina coladas in Hawaii.
yeah. And you were saying this morning that I hope you're not drinking pina coladas, and that would be what, a 2 hour difference?
Hawaii? I
Yeah.
don't know.
Well, it's 3 from Mountain Standard Time. So, oops. Okay, we're playing musical chairs again. Oops. There you go. Ah, I hit it too many times. All right, let's go. There you go.
We're back, but we lost our chat.
Oh, I've got the chat. You might not have gotten the chat back. It'll come back. Sometimes when we get kicked off, we lose the chat. But it should come back on. So
Oh, there it
please
is.
chat with us, everyone.
Yeah.
5 a.m. Okay, yeah, 7 is 5 a.m. Okay, Karen, I believe that it's okay to tell children that one passes, they go with the angels. Would you agree with this? Oh, I like that.
Definitely. 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 That there is someone that's going to be there for you and to take you, and you're just going to feel so much love, and they're going to reunite you with your family, and that your loved ones that are still here will be coming. So the angels are perfect for that. And that's what I did in my book too. Well, this is one I don't want to give too much away. I'm really proud of my work, you guys. I never thought I'd be okay. Here is my husband in angelic form, and one of the little doggies isn't feeling good. So, yeah, I would definitely agree with that. Yes. It was funny. Looking for more questions if anybody has a quick recovery. Someone's having surgery, I guess.
Katie had surgery last week, so please send love, healing, and prayers out to Katie so that she can heal from that a lot quicker. I did get rid of the squirrel that came in, even though we can still see the remnants on the chat, the larger chat. But I did.
The squirrels?
Oh yeah, somebody comes in wanting something else going on instead of what we're doing.
Oh, a reading or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, something like that. I woke up just for Karen. Okay.
Vivian, you're so kind. You really are. I know our pets will be there. I'm going to tell you a story about pets because I hear that pets also reincarnate with you.
Yes. I didn't realize that. But yeah.
So when I went through the divorce with my first husband, I had a Dalmatian named Lady. She had been a rescue dog, and I couldn't take her with me because Nick was just, and he would take his little bumper car and run into her, and she'd growl at him. So I had to give the doggy back to my husband. I wish I didn't. But anyway, that dog lived for quite some time and got really sick. And then he called me and told me that she had passed. And I had so much guilt for not being able to be there with her, because I loved her so much. Later on, I'm going to say it was 2 dogs later, I had this little black dog, a little funny looking little black mutt that I got. And he eventually went deaf and he went blind. And so then I was doing all this research on, okay, how do you take care of a blind dog? So to make his life easier. And one day I had him on the bed and he was laying there and I'm petting him. Now keep in mind, he's deaf. He's deaf and he's blind. And I start naming off all the animals in my life. I go, are you Chrissy? Are you Sweeney? And when I got to Lady, his head lifted up and he started thumping his tail.
Oh.
And I think he came to me to let me take care of him because I wasn't there when she passed. And so he was helping me with that grief. Yeah. They're beautiful.
Yeah.
I remember when my father had passed, everyone was afraid to explain it to my niece and to let her in the wake. Well, she snuck in and stood next to the coffin. I went over and told her about the angels. Perfect, Harley. Perfect. Yeah. And people need to talk to kids about grief and about death. It's a part of our life. They need to be aware of that. And they can see, spirit when they're young. They just don't know it's spirit that they're seeing. That imaginary friend is spirit. I know. Wasn't that a great story, Harley? Yeah. The dog helped me heal. Came back and helped me heal.
Yeah. And dogs are very good about that. Cats too.
I've had cats.
Yeah.
I've had cats. They say to get another dog or cat for an animal who's deaf or blind. Well, I did have another dog. I had Isabel. I had a beagle. Those 2 were together. And then 6 months after Vinny died, Isabel died of a broken heart. Yeah. I always have 2. I have 2 dogs now, but I don't know. I don't think I'm going to get another one. If they go, I need some time to process that. And I'm a good pet owner, so I'm out there all the time walking them. Yeah.
And I did get Harley's permission to give you her information. Ooh. All right, clear it up. Give her information later. Just saying.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I want to go back to Facebook, see what's going on there. Sometimes people are on my personal page and we don't see the chat, so I want to see what's going on.
Wait a second. What do you mean, Vivian? You help people cross over? Are you? Tell me, how do you help people cross over? Seriously.
I know Bonnie is certified.
I know. Bonnie has been on the show.
Yeah.
She's a death doula, which is fascinating. But I really, what I really would like to get on my show? Near-death experiences, Bill's was pretty cool. And then hospice nurses and more death doulas. So death is not so scary to people.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Vivian, you're going to have to tell me how you help people cross over. If you want to be.
Yeah. Yeah, see. Oh, Sarah's been in. Hi, Sarah. I did look at my personal page. Donna, welcome in. Great.
Holy God, Vivian, you've been analyzing me? Okay, we got to talk, Vivian. Oh my God. Well, I feel honored that you'd hang out with me because my husband, his nickname for me was Crazy Woman. Mhm. Okay, that's awesome, Vivian.
Wow.
Mhm.
Great.
Very awesome.
Yeah. Did anybody on the personal page have a question? Now that I'm looking again, please let me know.
Are you on Facebook?
Yeah, my personal page. It doesn't translate over these days, unfortunately. Karen, since you've been speaking of grief, how has your family taken this? And have they mentioned that they have benefited from your words? Oh, I love that.
Whew, this is a can of worms. I have found, not just with grief, that you're never a prophet in your own land.
Oh,
You're never a prophet in your own land. Now, what's really unusual is my daughter is like a mini me, and she has psychic abilities, and boy, they won't leave her alone. I don't know what her team does to her, but they're around her all the time. They were extremely proud of me for writing the book, extremely proud of me. And Victoria, my daughter, we'd go to psychic mediums together and get readings and all that. So she walked that road with me. Now my son is a therapist, and he deals with chemical addictions. At one point in time, he lived in Manhattan and worked at the Open Center. And if you know anything about the Open Center, it's a great big, I don't want to say mystical place, but they have the crystals and the books and all the things, everything woo woo. And he had met Deepak Chopra. He had met all these very well known people. When he came back to Oregon, he just kind of lost all that. And I show him picture of orbs, and he says, "Oh, that's just dust, Mom." I go, "Yeah, dust flies up now and it zigzags." I didn't know that. So I get a little smart alecky with him, but he doesn't embrace the spiritual side as much. Wow. I know, but that's okay. That's his walk. But he has critical thinking skills in other areas, which I'm very, especially with the way the country is going. So both the kids were blessed with critical thinking skills and being discerning, but not my son, but yes, my daughter. But I know they're proud of me for writing the book. And then I didn't tell them that I was doing this. And then I just, oh, here you go. They go, "You wrote another book?" I said, "Yeah, wrote another book." So it was kind of nice to surprise them with that.
And did they read it? Are they?
Oh, I'm sure they did.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know if they read this book. I don't know.
Oh.
You know what? You have to do a word count on this. It's like 97,000 words.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and they go, Karen, do an audiobook. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, right. Sure. I have to read 97,000 words. I can write it. So my family has taken it differently. My friends, I do have to tell you, my husband also told me in one of his messages to me that, honey, when I was on the earth, I supported you with your, with the spirituality. And he goes, I didn't buy into everything. And boy, was I wrong. So got a little, but he never told me he didn't buy into everything. So that's kind of nice. I feel vindicated.
Yeah. I got that answer. There she goes again. We're just playing musical. Cameras, I guess.
Spirit. I wonder if Spirit's messing with us.
Or your husband saying, "I'm here."
Could be.
And thank you for
very well. It could very well be him doing that. Yeah.
It was almost like he was saying, "I believe now. That's all that matters."
Yeah. And he's told me that too. Now he believes.
Okay. Sorry. For someone that personally knows this wonderful lady, she's exactly like this in person, a very caring and loving person. She glows. She does glow with love.
Beryl, you're going to make me cry. Come on. Beryl and I walk the same road of grief.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, I've heard of, but I haven't heard of lately, the Red Hat Club. Have you heard of that?
Yeah, I think it's just for old ladies.
Yeah, you wouldn't know about that at all. Like I said, you're only 50, so
Yeah. I think it is for old ladies. I really do. I could be a part of that club, and I like red. Yeah.
yeah. And I
Oh,
and I
Beryl.
forgot they do red and purple, and I can't remember if they have the red hat and then purple clothes. I don't know.
I don't know. I have not joined that club. Anyone who has, you let us know.
Yeah,
Beryl,
please.
you're so kind to me. She really is.
Yeah. And
Oh, and
Michael Riley is in, so okay. So
she's in my grief group with me too. Hey, congratulations, Beryl. You got on too.
she got on. Yeah. Thank you. Glow.
You know,
Said it earlier.
I gotta tell you, Harley, every broadcast that I end, I always say complete love for every one of you. And I mean it. I mean it. I do. I send love out all the time.
Yeah.
And that is due the Red Hat Society. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Red Hat Society.
And our friend KK from Oregon is in here too.
Hey, where are you, KK? What part of Oregon?
I forgot. It's 6 hours from somewhere, but yeah. I think it's
that's a large radius.
Yeah.
So she could be close to me. That's why I'm trying to ask her where she's from. So
yeah, I know she'll put. I keep trying to remember the name of the town she lives near. That's why my dad did the same. I don't remember a time when he didn't tell her how much he loved her.
And wasn't that beautiful, Beryl? You remembered that about your parents, that love that they shared.
Pendleton.
Oh, Pendleton. Woo! You like Pendleton? Oh.
I did remember it started with the P, but I have to remember that. Okay. I always kiss you.
You blow me kisses back? Oh, Vivian, that's so sweet.
Oh.
I always wondered if people would think, oh, God, that's so corny, but then I don't care. You know, people are going to judge you no matter what. So don't care. Yeah.
And KK is part of our community as well. And she has 5 horses.
I grew up riding horses. I love horses. Those are majestic beings. Messed up my neck quite a bit, but I love them. Here it comes again because I feel her husband here and he's laughing with such joy for whatever reason. He's so proud of you and forever in love. I see him in his uniform.
What
sitting.
uniform?
My husband, he is so proud of me from wanting to die.
Yes.
From wanting to die. That's what I want to do. I want to live. I quit eating. I survived on coffee, chocolate, and tequila. And then my hair started falling out. So I decided I should probably eat.
And you made it through.
Even my naturopath said, you do you. You do what you have to do. Nobody told me, quit drinking the tequila, quit, You have to come to your own realization. Oh, Bono. God, I love you. Oh, man. This has been really, woo. God, you guys are beautiful. Thank you.
And for her to have such a great head of hair. I mean, wow. After all of that.
Yeah, my kids don't have hair like me. I have more hair than both of my kids together.
Oh.
Hey, you're in Skamania? Okay, well, come back to Oregon, Vivian. I'll show you around Portland. Portland's beautiful.
That's
Skamania's nice too.
I wanted to post what KK put in. Nope. Like you said a second ago, you can't be a prophet in your hometown. Lovely area, but the people. But it won't let me pull that up for some reason.
Oh, I know. KK lives in a red area of Oregon.
Very
So
red.
that's what I meant, KK. Yeah. Yeah. Cowboys, very, very, very red. I live in the valley. It's blue in the valley. Yeah. You go lie down. Go lie down. Go lie down.
But our horses are the greatest part of it. This is really strange. I couldn't pull up KK's information, but where are you in?
KK, I'm going to say I'm outside of Portland, so you'll know that area. I'm in Tigard, so Portland, Oregon. Just a hop, skip, and a jump away from the Oregon coast, Yeah. If you come up this direction, let me know. And Vivian, I got an extra bedroom too, if you stay here. Because they're being really quiet. I'm very proud of them today. Yeah. Yeah.
Your husband is here.
KK in Milton Freewater when I started teaching. And when I drove down there in 1976, it said Reagan all over the place. And my dad went with me because he didn't want me to. And checked into the hotel and they go, "You must be the new school marm." I thought, okay, I am not taking a job here. You got Reagan all over and they know who I am.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I stayed here. Oh, that's a great idea, Sandra. Watching something funny. Yeah. Something comedic. I didn't do that.
Well, you weren't ready for that yet.
Yeah. Yeah, I am just a few hours away. Have you been to the coast? Because we could go to the coast. Coast is so beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. Isn't that cool? Isn't that cool? Not too bad. And Oregon, you guys come to Oregon. It is so beautiful here. We have the coast. We have mountains with snow. We have the desert. And we have Crater Lake. It's a gorgeous state.
We want everybody to come to Arizona too.
Oh God, no. It's desert and dust and hot. Sorry.
Have you ever heard of Flagstaff?
Yes. But I like to be able to go outside during the day too. Yeah.
Mountains and snow and yeah.
Well, see, yeah, I like the 4 seasons. I like the rain. I like the because I have a friend who's always on Facebook with me and saying, "Oh, I'm wearing," and I said, "Let's be perfectly clear. I'm really happy where I live. I like but Oregon is very beautiful. We are all connected. You are right, Vivian. We're all connected. Yep, Harley, you're right. Grief has its own timing. Own timing.
And Bonnie, being a certified, what is it? End of life doula, and what she's gone through, the passings of loved ones. She always says that grief comes in waves.
Yep.
So, and you said earlier it's not linear. You wish it was. It would have been good. But.
I remember the holidays are really hard, and my husband died near Thanksgiving, and then we had his birthday and our wedding anniversary and then the holidays all in the same. And sometimes I'm okay, and sometimes I'm going, really, I'm not going to be okay with this. Love the coast. I need to make a trip back there. My dad's side of the family came from Tillamook. Oh, they did? They donated the land for the Tillamook cheese factory? Oh, that is so... They donated? Wow. Do they get free cheese for life and ice cream? I mean, really, that is so cool.
I love Tillamook.
Tillamook cheese, it's award-winning. It's delicious.
Yeah.
And you can go visit it. I remember visiting it, and you could walk right down into the Now it's all gated off.
Oh,
Oh my gosh. Yeah, the coast is so beautiful, so spiritual.
I haven't been up there yet.
Julie, you're going to need to come.
Well, my ex-husband, the father of my kids, he has land there near Klamath Falls.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So he said he would need to go out there this year. I said, well, let me know. I'll drive you out there. You pay for the expenses and I'll get you there because he can't drive right anymore. So.
Oh.
But yeah, that's what I'm hoping to do. But right now,
well, you'll just have to head north and come up to Portland. Yeah. We got a lot going on in my area. We really do. Yeah, Tillamook Cheese Factory is so cool. You can go there now and still get samples and have ice cream and the whole bit. Tillamook hasn't grown all that much, so yeah.
Is it a small town?
Well, it's kind of expanded out now.
Okay.
It's expanded out. Yeah. Yeah. I think so too, Vivian.
Yeah.
I didn't know what it would. When she told me, Vivian, that we're going to be on 2 hours, I thought, I can't talk for 2 hours. Because my videos, I try to keep them 40 minutes.
And I understand that, but the tagline is connect, share, and inspire. So the question and answers mean a lot. I know we're kind of getting away from that here, but talking about where we're at and the different things. But grief is so individual that everybody needs to hear what we're saying. Otherwise, we wouldn't be here today.
And people don't talk about it.
Yeah.
Harley, I want to answer your question about scream out and then settle down. Not anymore. But when my husband and I had to close his clinic and the gym, and everybody was gone out of there, I would go and scream, and it scared me that was rage. That rage was inside my body. I mean, and that I could produce that, but it helped too. So that primal screaming really, really helped. I can't do it in my neighborhood. And I'm thinking where I walk, somebody's going to hear me and wonder what's going on. But that screaming is so beneficial. I'm so glad you brought that up. I forgot about it. Yeah. Is it really? The Pacific Northwest is a part of Lemuria? I didn't know that.
Yeah. I heard something about that with Shasta. So.
Oh, Shasta, you got the aliens here too.
Okay.
Bases and things.
And I think something about Hawaii as well. Okay. Yeah, my great-grandparents donated the land. It wasn't for them. The factory wouldn't exist. No free cheese or ice cream for me, unfortunately. They truly gave them the land for free, 500 acres.
Wow, that is crazy.
Your family should have tax-free life. I'm just saying, for donating that.
My in-laws donated to Disney, and Disney gave them and their lineage free admission for life.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm sorry you guys didn't get a better deal.
Yeah. Tillamook is so.
But it's a good story. It's a good story. God, that's interesting to know. I'm really glad you chimed in and said that. Come right up to the Cascades.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Oh, wow. Hawaii and Lemuria. Boy, I'm learning stuff tonight. This is good. Or this morning. It's only 9 o'clock here, you guys.
Yep. Yep. It's almost time. Let's see. This week, this Friday, yes, Friday the 13th. And no, Friday the 13th is for those who did not know this, it's a very positive, very feminine day. Okay. It's for the goddess Freya is what Friday was named for. And that's Norse, the Norse mythology. Wanted to put that in ahead of time, but Dawn and Susan will be at your Cosmic Connection Friday morning at 10 Mountain Standard Time. And they will be talking about their book, The Mediums. And I did not I have the book here. I just didn't bring it to the table so I could show it. You guys know I know about that book. I only have it. I have 2 paperbacks and 1 ebook. So yes. So if you guys can stop by, please stop by there and enjoy I think it's 2 hours, 10 to 11 or something. There you go. Thank you for that. And yep, that's her book. For the 2.
Okay, here's another one from Dawn.
That's Dawn's. Yep.
I can't figure out this darn camera.
Do you have the other ones?
Well, I got Susan's over there too.
Okay.
No, I don't have. Those are the only 2 from Dawn. And I got Susan's.
Yeah. And I need to talk to you about, can you get the children's book on Amazon too? I do have your ebook.
Yes, you can. You can get them on Amazon.
Okay. Because I'm going to purchase them for my nieces that their sister has passed. So.
Oh, yeah.
I think
have someone read it to them, please.
Well, they're old enough.
Okay.
They can
do
it. One is just turned 16.
Oh, okay.
And the other one will be 12 this July. So
okay. Yeah.
Yeah, they're good.
Oh, thank you for reading my book. Appreciate that. Also, somebody mentioned that Tesla put a plaque at the Cascade Range.
Oh, I gotta see that.
Oh, things I haven't seen here.
Yeah, I didn't see that. I mean, I saw that.
God, there's a ton of stuff. Well, this chat is really long.
The Grand Forks. British Columbia's Grand Forks. Is that what that means?
British Columbia? I don't know where.
BC?
Yeah, BC would be British Columbia.
Okay. Organic, lactose-free ice cream.
That does not sound very good. Sorry, Vivian. I'm sure I like the organic.
Need to finish reading. Oh, okay, I started.
Ice cream's food of the gods. It is.
I'll have to learn how to make something special on that. Sharing, stay safe and protected. Healing, abundant blessings. Always till we meet again. Have a blessed Valentine's Day. Yes, and this Saturday is Valentine's Day. So please enjoy, take care, send your love out. It's very important. What was the other thing? Oh, yes. Friday, I should be on with Scott at 9 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. And what else? Remember that Friday Night Live Happy Hour will be at 5 to 7. 5 to 7 Mountain Standard Time with Bonnie and Jess. Jess hasn't come in today. Bonnie's been here.
Happy
Hour. Unless it's Angie or somebody else. Oh, when's your birthday? On Valentine's Day, KK? Well, I'm going to have to hit this anyway. So let me get this up and running so we can do that real quick.
No, Harley, I have not. I have not done any medical.
Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday.
That's funny. That was cute.
Don put it together, so I use it whenever I get a chance for birthdays. Happy birthday, everybody. And okay, let's see. Let's back to the
No, Harley, I haven't done that, but I would love to do that. Yeah.
Valentine's Day is your birthday. Oh my
Good
goodness.
for you.
Yeah. And that is Statehood Day in the state of Arizona, just so you know. All right, let's see what else we got. Karen. Oh, no, she said no. Okay, next. Happy birthdays to everyone having birthdays. Yes, happy birthday to everyone. Let's see, this is what season? Is this Pisces season? Or are we still, where are we at? I can't remember what. Oh, Aquarius season, sorry. It's Aquarius season, I know that. My mother's is on the 16th, so that's Monday. That's also President's Day.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. So it's a Monday holiday.
Mhm.
But before Monday comes Sunday, and Miss Jess and Bonnie should be on at 11 a.m. Mountain Standard Time
God, Harley.
with Psychic Sunday. Yes, Aquarius. Thank you for that. Lunar year in February. The new lunar year starts February 17th, along with the year of the fire horse. It's a new moon, and I don't know what other energies are going on. It's going to be a tremendous day, and I've got to post this real quick.
Oh, beautiful. Year of unity. I love it.
Yeah. And 2026, a year, or 1 year, to me, that's what is very important to,
Mhm.
okay, to think about. Okay. I don't know what else is going on. I hope you have a great weekend and rest of the week and a weekend, and get the things accomplished that you want to accomplish. I don't go with goals. I go with accomplishments. Do they come to fruition, or do I drop them? You know, whatever's the most important. Okay. Yay.
Exactly.
So, and I know it's going to be a tough weekend for you. It's going to be a tough weekend for a lot of us that are still dealing with grief. And yes, we'll probably be dealing with grief for the rest of our life.
Yeah. You don't get out of it.
No, you just,
It was a pleasure being on your channel.
well,
Thank you very much for that. And your audience is beautiful, absolutely beautiful audience. Thank you for everyone for the love and the support. Truly appreciate that. I do.
love and light to everyone. Have a great one. And
Complete
hold
love
on,
to you all.
right back with you. Okay, let me get